One, for for those who do not know me, my name's Agode Nyenda, and my major work is developing software of different kinds. So I've developed several types of pieces of software, and I think the most advanced one this time should be the loan management system, uh, which now is in two forms, then probably four, then also the point of sale, then the school management system. So among all what I've developed, I think these are the most advanced one. The reason that uh, these have received a better response from customers than the rest. So, when you have a product and people are using it and they're appreciating it, so you continue improving it until it reaches a point where when you look back and you think about the way it was 2, 3, 4 years ago, then you just say, wow, I didn't even know it was going to reach that stage. So now, today I want to talk about the same loan management system. So before I do that, I would want to give you a background why um, I am obsessed with it. So the background is that there was a time in 2013 I decided to do a school management system, so I did that one. So I kept on improving it. Then at one time I abandoned it. Then in 2018 I worked very hard on it and improved it to a level where I was very happy to take it to the customers. Then I decided to go around Zambia to market this tool that I was excited about, and I was hoping other people, especially schools, teachers, were also going to be excited of. Now, I decided to start with Katete. The response in Katete, like it has always been, was not very good. And I think the only place where I've sold software in Katete is the St. Francis Hospital. Apart from that, maybe the old adage which says a prophet is never great in his own on his own land. Maybe that is true. Maybe that's what is at play in my in this context. So I said, okay, I'll go to Lundazi. Then from Lundazi, I'll go on Chama, then I'll cross there, go to Isoka, then Isoka, Nakonde, then come back, then go to the Copper Belt, then Lusaka, and then other parts of the other parts of the country. So that was my aim that time. So now, when I was in Rundazi, so I'd called all these people from Deb's office, and those who are familiar with Rundazi know that Rundazi has been subdivided into three towns, which are Lumezi, Lundazi itself at the center, and Chasefu. So, and looking at the proximity, because they are very close to each other, I decided to do the to advert, I mean to make a demonstration to all of them at once. So that's what I did. So now, while I was making that presentation, many people were very happy with that. And what I didn't know that one of the people there was thinking about something completely different. So Mr. Blessings Ngata approached me at, I think it was tea break. He said, Mr. Nyirenda, I think you can also help my brother's company. So we have this loan company. We give loans to people. So I just told him, so no, Mr. Nkata, thank you very much for thinking about me that way, that I would be aware, but unfortunately I have to move on because I have a lot of work to do in many provinces in Zambia. So I have to market this just like I'm marketing to you. But this man, excuse me, insisted, and he's someone when he wants something, it's very difficult for you to turn it down because because also of his character. He's a soft-spoken person, and he's very disciplined and intelligent. And when he's talking to you, you feel guilty to turn down what he's trying to put across to you. So naturally, I said, okay, we can see them. So during lunchtime, we went to the office, and he said, oh, you are going to see is my brother's friend, not my brother himself. My brother is in Lusaka. I was disappointed. I said, but this man told me. Then the other gentleman who came, also had a way of commanding my respect, you see. So it's like now I was feeling vulnerable. Say the first one worked, lacking a better term, worked on my mind, I think, and convinced me. The second one, his passiveness, but his smile that penetrates your soul made me very vulnerable to say no. They convinced me that this was a good idea to create a loan management system for them. Then, those who are in this business will agree with me that it's a very difficult business in that in most cases, I think that's what it is demotivating most of the programmers in Zambia. You can be a very good programmer, do the best you can, but after doing some work, you are disappointed. People don't want to pay, and because software in our country, I think, is looked at like something that is not very important by many people. In fact, the majority don't think it's important, even those sometimes will use it, and they think it's something that should be very cheap. But in these other countries, especially in the developed countries, this is one of the most respected products you can have, and a product that fetches by far more money than, and just look at it. The richest man in the world should be from 1997, I think. I may be wrong. To somewhere 2007 was Bill Gates. This man was not in the oil business, was not in the gold business, was not manufacturing hardware of any type. This man, his company was producing software. That's all what they were doing. And yet he was the richest man, meaning that in the Western world, software is respected. And it's because of their desire to use software that has made a leap hop forward in their development. Then after Bill Gates, you see that the next richest man was this guy, the owner of Amazon. So he became the richest man. Again, it's because of e-commerce, which is, again, software. Then after him is Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the man who has revolutionized many types of industries, be it electric cars, the space industry, then, but all these you see that they largely rely on software. So, but this part of the world, software is considered nothing. And if you are in software, that's the reason why some programmers have told me, I decided to quit because I'm not respected as someone who is doing, that like an intellectual. So sorry to dwell very much on this, but this is the reality. So what I'm simply saying that when I looked at these people, I thought maybe there are some of those who could not be interested. But the questions which this gentleman, his name Owens Muke, was asking me, convinced me that he was someone who could be trusted. And the questions which he was asking were giving me an impression that this man had a lot of interest in software, and he knew a lot about this. He was not a programmer, but it's like his background was about software. I didn't know then that he had worked for two banks, and he relied, the nature of the work he was doing relied very much on software. So once they convinced me, we started designing the first loan management system. We started working on that in October 2018. So from that time, we kept on improving it. We kept 2019, we kept on 2020, 2021. So I stopped working with developing their application in 2022. That's when I stepped. I guess they decided to hire someone to do some work for them, which is also a good thing. And but my experience with them, probably, if I to say the truth, they were the best people I have ever worked with. Yes, there are all these others who I appreciate to have worked with them, and I've gained a lot of experience working with them. But I think what I did with these people is remarkable. And on a personal level, Owens Muke has been a very good person, and he has a problem though. The problem is that he doesn't want you to talk about the good things he has done to you for you. He doesn't like it. And so even as I'm doing this, I'm doing it with a lot of fear, knowing that he will not talk to me directly, but you can see it that when he talks to you that he is not happy with such. But anyway, I'm not going to just sit and not appreciate what such people are. People, someone who has no, you may say, no, he's a human being, so no. But what I know, this man has no jealous at all. Without this man, probably I was not going to achieve what I have achieved now. So he helped me to grow. He helped me to look at things differently, like how to deal with customers. And I learned just in those few years, this man taught me a lot of things. And I will remain in debt to him for the great things that he has done, both intellectually and on a personal level. A very good person. And like I've already said, I'll remain in debt to him. So this is how this loan management system started. Then he introduced me to another person, his friend in Kasama, who is Innocent Tembo. So Tembo, again, a very good, the personality is different. These people have very different personality. The other one is a sanguine, an outrovertish. The other one is an introvertish, a phlegmatic. So like Owen is a phlegmatic, and Innocent is that outgoing, happy, party-mannered person. the type of person. So him can engage in a conversation, he can argue with you, but Onmuke will just look at you. He will try by all means to avoid confrontation. So, but both of these gentlemen actually have helped me a lot. Innocent has introduced me to other things other than programming, and he has also improved my personal life and my intellectual life very much. And again, to this man, I'll remain in debt. Both of these gentlemen are very generous, and sometimes you even feel guilty that they are. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants people to do a lot of, but there comes a time where you feel guilty, like, oh, but what am I going to do for them in turn? You see, that kind of thing. So now, at first, at better days, it was some sort of a conservative approach to their application. Yes, we did some updates, but there was that some sort of conservativeness, which was good in its own way. But at Better Days Business Center with Innocent, it just became explosive. Can we also do this? Can we also add this? Can we also go into this? Can we also turn this? So can we put it online? Can we also add certain features which would make people happy? Which can we also make this respond to customers like this? So what we have in the end is a loan management system, both offline and online, and both types have two versions. We have offline for group loans, where you give loans to marketeers, and for the offline one, where you give for the individual one, offline again, where you give loans to individuals like civil servants, business owners, and so on and so forth. So online, we have also those two versions, for groups and for individuals. I want to apologize for the light, which is I think most of you may not feel comfortable with it. I sincerely apologize for that. Next time I will set up I don't have a studio, so I'm trying to set up one, so I think you have a high quality picture, and also you'll be much comfortable actually listening to the sound that will be coming will be of high quality. But meanwhile, I think the most important thing is the message that you are getting from this video. So now, when we did the offline, Innocent Temple queried me many times, like, what if this happened? Like, why should customers be writing, using a pen to sign? Don't you think that is, the man goes into nitty-gritties, looks at every small thing, and which I appreciate very much, because that has helped me to grow. Him looks at the capability of the software, while Owen looks at all the small things and the errors which may be there. The man has an equal's eye when it comes to errors in software. He can just go through the figures, like, these are hundreds of figures. Then he will point at one. This one is an error. So I said, wow, how does this brain work? So now when we are working, something crossed my mind, because you may have heard about ChatGPT, which is a large language model, artificial intelligence, which is very intelligent, not like an AGI, where we have not yet reached, but even at where it is, sometimes you'd think you are having a conversation with a human being. So I started using ChatGPT the second day after it was released. From that time, I've been using it to help me do many things, researching and learning new things, because it has become one of my best teachers. I would just go to specific things, improve my coding skills, interacting with customers. In fact, these videos actually I'm doing now as a result of the recommendations of ChatGPT. But what happened 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, after the release of the new updates, man, my mind was just blown away with what I was watching that day when Sam Altman, the former CEO of, yes, you heard it right, the former, because he has been fired and they are trying to get him back again, and some rumors are that he wants to go to Microsoft. So Sam Altman actually gave us this presentation, releasing all these great updates. One of the updates which I have come to appreciate very much is custom GPT and GPT assistants. And I did not waste time. I decided actually to take advantage of that. So you don't need to be a very good programmer in order for you to create a custom GPT, but you must have the mind of a programmer anyway, because it's going to help you very much. So now I looked at that. I said, okay, can I also can I take advantage of this? Then I started experimenting with some custom chat GPTs. Then in fact, before I continue, for those of you who GPT is, for those who have never used ChatGPT, there's ChatGPT 3.5, which was an earlier version. Then there's GPT-4, which is the latest version, but now it's GPT-4 Turbo. After they added these all these the updates. So it's a language model, which an artificial intelligence which has been fed with huge amounts of data, like billions and billions of amounts of data in it, so much so that it's able to actually, you can have a conversation with it as if it was a human being. So you would ask it questions like, okay, what can I do if I want to be a politician? Then it will guide you, it will give you those guidelines. Okay, you can give it a very complicated mathematics problem, it's going to solve it for you, and it will not just solve it, it will also show you how to solve that problem. And then you can also do things like, even things which sound funny, like, okay, I quarreled with I had a misunderstanding with my husband or my wife in the morning. So now I'll be knocking off. I don't want to go home and see and find a sad face. So I want to us to resolve our differences. And this was what my spouse was not happy with. And this was his reaction. According to him, he says, blah, 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 blah. Then you can say, who do you think was wrong between us? And respond to me as if you were my Christian pastor from, but you have to mention churches which are well known, not a church which was started yesterday. Say, for example, a Roman Catholic, talk to me like a priest at Roman Catholic, or a Pentecostal holiness pastor, or probably a Bread of Life, a UCZ church, Presbyterian church, and so on and so forth. So it will guide you, and you feel like it's really your pastor who is responding to you. And you can even tell it, you should also be quoting a Bible verse, they need to be doing that. So it does just many things. But now, all this time we have been working inside ChatGPT, but the question has always been, can we use ChatGPT outside their interface? So that time has come. So there is what these custom GPTs which have been released, so you can create one, and I have experimented with a lot of them until I was impressed with one, which I decided to connect to the system which I've developed for Better Days Business Center, the owner who I was talking about, Innocent Tembo. So now I've come to call it LIA, 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 meaning Loan Insight Analyst. So you know, those of you who have been using software, different types of system, at probably for health, at health facilities, in your shops like a point of sale and so on and so forth, you know that that system will give you reports, probably profit and loss. And most of those which probably an accountant will develop for you, but the system will develop for you based on the data that you have collected. So you are limited to just those reports that if you want more, that means you have to download that data to or export it to an Excel sheet where you do some more data analysis. Now, this is cumbersome and it takes a lot of time. But what LIA does is we can ask it, tell me, give me a general financial report of Better Days Business Center from this date to this date. Write that report as if you were my accountant. Then it will just give you that. And if you start thinking that if this was an accountant, then you should be a very intelligent and highly skilled an accountant. So it will develop that for you. For those who want, actually, I can give you some reports generated, but you have to get authorization from Mr. Innocent Tembo because it's based on his system. So I cannot just get it and give it to you because it's direct connected to his system. So whatever comes there is actually private data. So it's a very serious offense just to give out. So if you can get, for those who, if you want to get in touch with him, where I can give you his phone number, and he can, if he authorizes, then he will do it in writing to me to authorize me actually to give you that data, because I don't want to languish in jail because of such things which I am able actually to protect myself from. So now you can ask it a question like, give me a profit and loss analysis, then it will do that for you. Then, okay, just tell us, just give me a report on the profit margins on these months, but you should accompany that with graphs, so it will do that report for you. Then sometimes you can also, probably the other question that I asked it was, if this company continues continues to this performance, how do you think will be the revenues for this company by the year 2025 December? Then it just gave me that, and it explained, because you have to tell it, explain why you think so. Do as much explanation as you can, and where possible, use I mean, where necessary, use tables, use graphs, use some more explanation so that I understand why you are making those estimations. So it will do that for you. You can. I have asked questions. What do you think? Again, I'm not going to tell you the responses because this again is private information for Better Days Business Center. So I asked it about the performance of the employees. So it gave me a very accurate performance. And when I went through, because I've worked with the employees there for a very long time, and it was true. And what can we do about all this? Give me what we can do about each one of these employees. Then it will tell you. I mean, it can be a human resource manager. It can be your accountant. It can be it's able to do just many things based on the data that is currently there now. So you can ask it any question based on that data. It will give you how much money. Give me how much money was paid by customers from this date to this date. So you give me the sum for each date, and try to analyze the loan repayments. So it will analyze the loan repayments for you. So you are not limited to what your system can do. Now it's like you have a personal assistant for you. So this is Leah actually is going to be in two forms. So there's Leah where you can, and you are going to see it in the, because what is going to happen, OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT, is going to come up with what is some space where we are going to put these custom GPTs, and some people are going to buy them. Sometimes you may give them for free, or it may be free and payment with different capabilities, that is, depending on the version that you are using. And then it's just like a Google Play. That's how it's going to be. So when on 30th November this month, they are going to create that space, and Leah is going to be there as well. So if for those who want, the first thing that you do, because all these language models depend on data that you feed them. So even those who want, because Leah can only work with the type of system that we have created for database. So you can have this system. Once you have it, then you can also be assured that you have Leah working for you. So So we are going to, but right now you have to go there. It's not like standalone, but when the time comes after 30th November, it will be standalone. But we are already using it for Better Days Business Center with its headquarters in Kasama. Those who want to know more about Better Days Business Center, you can, they're advanced where it comes to their loans. They are very advanced because they are managing their loans by very, very, very powerful systems which we have created for them. Yes, many of you will say, and me sometimes would say, a finger should not point at the owner. But sometimes I think it's worth it if you are telling the truth. You are telling people the truth. Compared to all what I've seen online, I'm talking about the Zambian scenario. There's nothing actually even close to it. I haven't seen anything like that. The application which we have created for Better Days. It's amazing. we have looked at so many loan management systems developed by Zambians, developed by non-Zambians, by Australians, and there's one which I liked very much, developed by an Australian, but I looked at some of the things which are there. I adopted some of the principles they use there. Then there's another one which has been developed by two, probably, which have been developed by Americans. These are also outstanding. I also borrowed some principles from there and many others. But for those developed for Zambians, sorry to say so, but this is true. Most of them actually, they have been trying to copy what is in the Western world. But this is Zambia. What works for America may not work for Zambia. So we have our own challenges here, which are unique to Zambia. We have our own environment, which talks to those solutions that we make, which influence the solutions that we come up with to do. So it must be in line with what is on the ground. So this is what we have created. So there will be another version. The other version will be, you will not need to go to that app because it will be a GPT assistant on your website. So what you just get from there is an API. Already my website gnis.tech we have used an API to do a lot of things inside that website on that is not accessible to the public, but it does a lot of work on my website, and it looks at what is already there, then analyze the data and do a lot of things. But the API is actually application programming interface. You do to explain this in a way that everyone can understand. I would say an API is used by software, where software has to talk to each other, has to share the data. So now an API is the one which defines the rules, how that data will be shared. Your website can send data to that, or sometimes you are only allowed to get data from the host. Or sometimes you are allowed to do both, write data into the database, insert data in the database, or whatever you want to do there, or write an article, whatever, on that website, and you can delete things. So the API chooses what you are able to do and what you are not able to do. So Lear, the other version of Lear, is going to be like that, where you have it on your website. So this application I'm talking about will be actually on your website, and you'll be using it. You have like a customer portal where you go to, you purchase, then you start using it. Then once you start using it, then you are able to also take advantage of Lear. So thank you very much. This is all what I had for you today, and I hope I will continue actually updating you on what we're doing. Thank you again.